Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be creating a custom Natasha Denona palette. So I'm going to take all of my favorite shades out of all of my Natasha Denona palettes and put them into one and see how much use I get out of it, how I like it. If I reach for it more often than I do reach for these individually. I've got my wine. I do like ice cubes in my wine, and my husband lets me use his little stainless steel ice cubes. I got my water, and I'm ready to go. I got baby wipes, I've got towels, because there's gonna be some swatching happening. So I do have a couple Midi palettes, like with the Midi size pans. I have the Metropolis. I have the Metropolis palette, the Glam palette, the Bronze palette, and the Sunrise palette. And then I have I also have this mini gold palette. However, I won't be using this because I'm not able to easily pop the shades in and out. So I'm going to set this one aside. That is a recent purchase anyways, and I love the color story as it is. Then I have, with her larger pans, I have the Lila palette, the gold, the star, and then I do believe this is the blue purple, and then this one is the green brown. Anyway, so I have some empty Z palettes. I've had these for years. I have this small one right here, and then like a medium size, and then one that's a little bit bigger, but it's thinner, which I like. So I'm just going to start with picking out, I think, like my favorite shades from each palette, and then gonna go from there to determine what size Z palette I need. And I guess this is gonna be hard. Okay, so let me start with my Lila palette. I think I'm gonna start with my larger pans and then go from there. So I have rearranged this palette. It does look different from, the normal layout. And a lot of these shades that are my favorite are going to end up being shimmers, but I mean, it just is what it is. I'm going to just get started swatching. Now, I do have all the shades labeled, which I can tell you what they are at the end, but this is a beautiful, I guess, like a duochrome. Whoops, shade, but see, you can't pick it up on camera. But when I swatch it on my finger, you can definitely see that like green, very slight green to reddish shift. So I wonder if you built it up some, or if I put like a green over it or under it. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna keep that one in mind. I'm pretty much gonna swatch these shimmers and then set the palette aside for any potential matte shades. So this is a beautiful, beautiful purple. And then this is, I think, like an apricot peach type of gold. This is a very basic rose gold. However, it's very pretty. This one is not her typical like metallic formula. It's definitely more sheer. And then this down here, swatch that right there. Oh, it's like a garnet shade. And then this shade, this like more orangey. See, this swatches a bit more like a duochrome also. But see, you can't pick it up on camera. And I do wonder if it's because this palette is one of my oldest palettes of hers. So I'm going to set aside all 4 of these. I'll take a quick swatch of the matte shades just to make sure nothing like stands out to me. I kind of like that reddy brown, but I want to decide on the mattes later. This is a very pretty purple, but I'm not going to wear that. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna pull all 4 of these and set them aside and then move on to the next palette. The way that I remove my shadows from her larger palettes like this is I actually use a magnet. This is a magnetic hook that we use on something that's hung up by our door that we hang our keys on. And I slightly slide it over. Let me try to zoom in for you. So I kind of slide it right over the corner of that shadow and it picks it right up. Now this isn't the best technique because I have had shadows break a little bit. So I don't recommend it. A lot of people will just kind of poke a thin little spatula down there. But this is how I do it. All right, next I'm going to go into the Natasha Denona Gold palette. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. I have not rearranged this palette. This is in its true form. And I'm just going to definitely focus on the shimmer shades first. Okay. I'm going to go through and just swatch all of the shimmer shades. Or metallic, whatever you want to call them. Guys, this is hard. Okay, so I know for sure I want this shade and this shade. So I'm gonna carefully pull those up. And then I know for sure I want this one and this one. I don't think I need this one. Let me swatch the matte shades now. Some of these matte shades have a lot of like kind of kick up. Oh my gosh, they're so creamy. Okay, so here are all of the matte shades swatched, and I think I'm gonna take all of them except for these last 2. Next, I have the Star palette. This is one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes, so this is gonna be hard. I genuinely love every single shimmer shade in this palette. So I guess let's just get started. My 2 favorite shades off the bat, Orion, beautiful. And then this shade right here, which is called Supernova. I love this one also. Let's see here. I guess let me just get to swatching. I'll again start with more of the shimmer shades. So that's 3 of them from that side. And let's see what stands out to me. I'm loving the like middle shade here. So I'm gonna pull that one because that's definitely standing out to me. This is like a really nice rose gold also. And this is a topper shade. Again, oh gosh, I love all of them. I'm gonna pull the topper shade because it's more of a pink glitter topper shade that I haven't pulled yet. And then coming over to this side, I am going to swatch the glitters over here. Oh, that green. Oh, that green. Okay, let's take some swatches of that. That's what we are working with. So this one definitely stands out to me. I think eventually I'll need to compare it to what I've already pulled. And the greens for sure, I mean, those absolutely stand out. So do I only need one though? I'm gonna pull both. So I'm gonna pull this one. That's Bellatrix. That also attracted me to the palette when I first got it. I'm gonna pull both the greens. I got quite a palette going here. And then let me go ahead and just swatch some of these shades that are left, just to try to see if any of these would be like better transition colors, maybe even more cool toned. All right, so that's what I'm gonna pull from the Star palette. So we are done with that one. This one. Let's see here. I'm gonna just run through and swatch a couple things that I know I really like. Oh, this palette is what made me fall in love with Natasha Denona. Like, look at that. I could easily pull all three of those. Easily, I'm going to. I'm gonna pull them all three. Next row, I'm not interested in any of these. I'm really not a fan of the matte shades in this palette, but the shimmers, oh, the shimmers, they bring me life. Okay, all of those can stay in their little home for now. Got this, oh, that is like so like chunky, creamy. It's crazy. This is that typical kind of NARS orgasm, but in an eye color, so that pink with the gold shift. This is like an icy pink. See how more icy that is compared to that one? And then this one is beautiful. This one I'm definitely pulling. This is again one that has, this is a little bit like Orion, but more on the pinky side, less on that like teal. Let me swatch Orion next to it. See, there's Orion. Do you guys see them both? Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to pull this and this one from this row. Okay, I'm gonna glaze over these blues and go into these more cool tone shimmers right here. Ugh. These are beautiful. I think I might pull this one. That duochrome, the one I compared Orion to, was called Calypso Blue. Okay, so those are the shades I'm gonna pull from the Blue Purple palette. This is my newest Natasha Denona palette, and it is the Green Browns. I'm gonna turn it because I'm facing like this way. Okay, I'm just gonna swatch because I'm not as familiar with this. All right, so I'm gonna swatch this matte shade right here and this one because I think they might be the only ones I'd really be interested in keeping or like pulling. And I'm gonna pull all three. I just have not been into these warm shades right here, so I'm just gonna not even worry about those matte shades. Okay, so the mattes are done. My eye's being drawn over here because I absolutely adore this shade right here. This is a beautiful shade. Go. So I'm definitely gonna keep that one. All right, I adjusted the lighting some because I feel like you guys weren't able to see these like true to their actual colors. So I'm definitely gonna pull this one right here, but I wanna swatch the rest of them in this row so that I can pull them all at once. So I definitely want this one. It's called Satin Tan. It's a more cool toned one. This beautiful thing is called Sienna. And I just feel like it has like kind of a slight shift to it. You can't really see it on the camera. It's definitely like one of those one and done shades. The other two are gorgeous. I just want to hold off for a minute to see, yeah. Because I think I might want to keep this one, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna swatch some more, not all of them, but just some more of these more like neutral shimmers. That's a nice bright gold. And then I'm gonna come over here and swatch this. That's pretty, but I probably have something in the Glam palette. And then I have this like soft peachy pink right here. There's this like frosty color. So nothing really is like being thrown out at me. I'm gonna swatch this one. Ooh, my towel. This is nice. And then this one. Yeah, it's just this shade I keep coming back to when it comes to these more like neutral tones. So I'm gonna pull that one. And then let me go ahead and dig into the greens. All right, so I'm gonna start with and just go like 3 across to any that I think might just stick out to me. That is beautiful. I just don't know. I'll pull it. I'm gonna pull it, but I don't know if I'll end up keeping it. That one's so pretty too. The greens are hard for me because I'm very, very like attracted to greens. And these are like blue green kind of. I don't know. Lately I'm all about them. Definitely, what is this green? Well, this is the one up here. Okay, so definitely this green. And this is hard. This one looks like it has a little bit of like a shift to it. I have a couple to pull. I'm gonna pull this, 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 and this like, whoops, this teal, more like Christmassy one. And I think I've swatched, yeah, I've swatched that gold. Okay, now I just need to figure out these ones right here. So this is a very metallic silver. That's gonna be a no. This is one of those topper shades again. I like that one. I like the shift that one gives. So we're gonna pull that one. I have so many shadows. Then we got this and this. These are probably both gonna be a no. Yeah. And then this and this. See, and this one I have a hard time with because it is a little shifty. You see that? How it kind of shifts to like a gold. I really want to pull it to get some use out of it. I want to pull it with this one right here, you know. But I'm just gonna pull it with that. See. Okay, so that's it. That's what I've pulled. I'm gonna move on. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my Midi palettes and I'm gonna try to be a little bit quicker. So here's my Natasha Denona Metropolis. I do not get as much use out of this palette as I really should. And I'm just going to kind of swatch a couple shades. I do like the formula of these mattes, but I don't like the tone of some of them. I always want to play around with these like more orange shades just because I feel like they would really make my blue eyes pop. But again, I'm just not a fan of them. They don't draw me in. Of course, these like, that's a topper shade, so of course I love that. This green one is drawing me in. Like the green gets me every single time. And this is like puke green, right? Okay, so I'm definitely gonna pull this one and this one at the same time. Throw that down there. We just swatched these two here. I'm gonna clean off my hand because a little bit of staining there, but that's okay. All right, I'm gonna swatch this like foresty green. That's pretty. The blues are pretty. Do I want one of the blues with like that? Or no? Maybe. But see, I want things that I genuinely love. That's beautiful, but I'm not going to reach for it. Not in a, you know, these are shades I want like to reach for all the time. Okay, I've got these last 2 rows. That's a good green. That's a puke green, but it's a good green. That's very nice. So I'm gonna pull both of these. I'm gonna pull this one. All right, that's it from there. That is it. 4 shades in there that I look at and go, oh yes, 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 I'll reach for. So tell me, did I need that palette? I think we all know the answer. Next is my Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, and this is actually probably my least favorite. So this should be pretty quick because I don't go for these bright shades, but I'm going to swatch a couple just to kind of see how I'm feeling about them. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. Okay, so we definitely want Aster and Awakening. These are really nice also, but I know I've pulled things like them. So I'm just gonna pull 2 from here. And for these smaller palettes, you actually can just poke something through the back and the pan will pop right up. I think a paper clip works the best. However, I don't always have that. So I will poke a bobby pin up through and it goes like to the corner. There you go. I'm gonna pull that purple. I like that. Clove, like burgundy purple. Yes, thank you. All right, 3 out of there. I do have to be honest, I literally love every single shade in this Glam palette. I'm not going to include this because I like reaching for the entire palette. So the last one we have to do is the bronze, and I definitely need to take some time and swatch. So let's start with more matte shades. Ooh, ooh, look at that. Oops. Those are just so warm toned. I don't know. Just me and the warm tones have not been mixing lately. Okay, I'm gonna take Beach, Ridge, Sundown, and Suntan just for more of my warm tone looks. Now I'm gonna just swatch some shimmers here, or just, you know, different shades. The Deep Dive. Rhodium. That's a different shade. I'm definitely gonna pull Rhodium because I don't think I have anything like it. And then High Degree, Alloy, True Bronze. Alloy's pretty, but True Bronze is like beautiful. So we're gonna pull that. And then last row, I'm gonna swatch on this hand. I'm sorry if I keep going out of frame, you guys. I'm just trying to speed it up. Bliss is different, but it's not, I mean, these aren't swatching really well. Look at all of my lovelies. Look, you guys might not be able to tell, but my vanity is filthy. Okay, so I just wanna run through these. And I want to make sure that I don't have things that are very similar. Okay, so all of these are going to make up my custom Natasha Denona palette. I don't know if these will all fit, but I'm going to try. I'm going to go with my largest Z palette and kind of go from there. I only eliminated 4, so, you know. I love all of my special shades. So I'm actually going to start there. I think, worst case scenario, this ends up being an all shimmer palette. Let me just line them out so that I can see how many I can fit across. Okay, so no matter what way I can fit 35. I do think that potentially these just, maybe these smaller palette shades just aren't going to be a part of this. And I'm actually okay with that. So I want the duochromes there or just whatever they're called, the shifty ones. I don't want anyone coming for me and telling me those aren't duochrons. Okay, I'm going to try to put all of my topper type shades in one. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie, I forgot I was filming. So I'm just trying to rearrange, not so much by, at first I thought like I wanted to have, oh no, I'm struggling a little bit. At first I thought that I wanted to have specific like looks together, like eyeshadow looks. But that's just not gonna work. I'm using this like comb to try to move the whole rows. All right, you guys, so this is my custom 35 pan Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette. I love all of these shades and I would love to see more pan in this palette other than these two right here. So I'm definitely going to make sure that I keep this palette in my rotation. I focus on some shades, and you know, who knows, I may pull some quads out, you know, and make some 4 or even a 5 pan palette using my smaller little MTZ palette. So who knows, we will see. However, I mean, I'm loving this and I can't wait to get use out of it. Now I have made a huge mess and I need to clean it up. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I know this is a long video. Thank you for sticking through. Our glass of wine is officially empty and I'm feeling it a little bit. My husband had a glass of wine ready for me for when I got home from work, and I sipped on it, but then I refilled it when I came to film this video. So here's the palette again in all of its glory, and it's beautiful. I am so excited. You know when you're excited to sit down and do your makeup tomorrow? Look at all that green too. That's not like me at all. I used to gravitate towards like these two rows. So I'm excited to play with all of these fun different textures and shades. And you guys will see more of this palette on my channel as well as on my Instagram. So go follow me over there and I will create a post listing out every single shade name in the palette and which Natasha Denona palette they came from. I also want to do a video like this, but with my Viseart palette. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and tell me like what shades are your favorite Natasha Denona shades. What shades in this video did you see that I need to give more love to? What am I overlooking? Please tell me, because I love being able to use all of my favorite eyeshadows. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.